So we're here at Mustard Seed Video Production Company for the 10th interview in our oral history project. We've interviewed 9 wonderful individuals who've captured a piece of Augusta's history, but we have a very special person with us today. And so on behalf of the Lucy Craft Laney Museum of Black History, Mustard Seed Video Production, and the Watson Brown Foundation, I would like to welcome Deacon Murray. Deacon Murray, how you doing?
I'm doing fine today, and I thank you for inviting me.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to have to thank Dad next time because he sort of in retirement and sort of fancied himself as sort of my agent. So
yeah.
He's hooking me up and everything. Hopefully he won't take his 10%.
Yeah, well, he's doing a real good job.
Yeah, he won't take his 10. Dick, for the record, could we start off by you giving me your full name and when and where you were born?
My name is Willie Murray. I was born Willie Murray, but later on changed it to Mickey Murray, so I'm Willie, a.k.a. Mickey Murray. I was born in 1938 in North Augusta, South Carolina. I attended Central Elementary School, and I started singing at a very early age. When as long as I can remember, I've been singing. I even remember the first song that I sang at Central School. I was about, I was in the 2nd or 3rd grade, and we had this bicycle built for 2. And this girl, she and we were riding the bicycle, and I had my little flat hat on, and I was singing to her. And I was singing this song, Bicycle Built for 2. It went, Daisy, Daisy, this is my answer true. I'm half crazy off of the love of you. I can't afford a carriage, but I wanna get married. 'Cause you look sweet up on the seat of a bicycle built for 2. Now, my name was Henry, and she answered me. She said, Henry, Henry, this is my answer true. I'm not crazy off of the love of you. You said you wanna get married, but you can't afford a carriage. Said I look sweet up on the seat of a bicycle built for 2. And I sang at most all the celebration that we had at Central School back then.
That's awesome. Deacon, you mentioned that you took on the name Mickey. What made you do that?
I don't know. When you most artists that you see, they don't. The name that you use is they're not their real name, their birth name. They change most of all your artists' name. You know, every now and then you got one that they use, but they usually change all your artists' name. They even changed James Brown's name.
I got you. So the ring to it.
Yeah. They like the way it sounds. Mickey Murray. They said when I went to record, they said, we want to change your name from Willie. I said, what y'all? They said, I don't know. We'll give you a chance to change it. Oh, we'll change it. And I said, well, my friends call me Mickey, and they liked it. Mickey Murray. They said, you real small like Mickey Mouse, Mr. Mickey Murray, Mighty Mickey Murray. We like it. It got a ring. We'll go with that, Mickey Murray.
Yeah, it has a ring to it.
Yeah.
It does definitely have a ring to it. Deacon Murray, you started off by talking a little bit about where you were from. You said North Augusta.
Yes.
And you talked a little bit about starting out early at an elementary level.
Yes.
But I'll tell you what, before we get into the meat of your career with music, tell me a little bit about the environment in which you grew up in. Tell me a little bit about North Augusta, the people, the sights, the sounds, the smells. What was it all that sort of shaped you as a person?
Well, in North Augusta, I started all my life, I've been singing. Well, me and my brother, Clarence Murray, and a friend of mine named Henry Hardy, we started a group by the name of the Dixie Jubilee. And then we got a manager by the name of Joe Clemens. I just put it this way. I was raised on a street they call Euclid Avenue. And I knew all the older people lived on that street. And they was all friends of mine. I loved them. And every time one passed away, and there's nobody lives on that street now, maybe about one person that's still living. Everybody that passed away on that street, and they was my friends. I wasn't even in town. I was out of town. And it hurt me, that I couldn't be to the funeral, but music had me on going here and going there. That's the way it was. And when we sang, we down in the wintertime, we sang all up through North Carolina, South Carolina, all up in the Greenwood, Greenville. We would sing and enjoy ourselves. And then when school was out, my manager would take us to Brunswick, Georgia, every summer when school was out. And he would rent a house down there. And he would take care of us, and we would work out in all the rural areas. We worked at Brunswick, Georgia, St. Simon's Island, Jacobs Island, Jacksonville, Florida, St. Augustine, Florida, Darien, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama. And we do it all summer long. And then we'll come back home and go back to school.
Now, how old were you when all of this was happening?
In the neighborhood of 13, 14, 15 years old. Yeah.
So you were moving into your high school years.
Right. I went to Schofield to high school.
Schofield.
Yeah. And I was Raymond Dean, the music teacher at Jefferson High School. He was the one that I went to when I wanted to start singing R&B music, and told him that I wanted to sing R&B, and he started rehearsing me. And he rehearsed me for months. And then one night he said, "You ready?" He would show me how to sing 6 songs without nonstop. That's what he would teach me. He would teach me how to run a chaser behind every song, and then from one song to the other. And then one night he just said, "You ready? What you want to do?" I said, "I want to sing with a band." He said, "Come back tomorrow night." He said, "I have somebody here to listen to you." So when I came back the next night, he said, "Go through your routines." I saw this man sitting in the corner, and I went, kicked off my songs, went into my act, went down, and when I got through, this man in the corner begged for me, and I went over. He introduced himself to me, told me he was Sam Gant, owner of the Zippers Band and the Untouchables. But the Zippers was his #1 band. That's what he wanted me with, his #1 band. And I got with the Zippers, and that's when the ball started rolling. It wasn't long after that 61, 62, that we was working on Broadway for a straight month. And we would come back, do one-nighters, go here and there, play at University of Georgia, Georgia Tech, Emory, all the colleges. We would play all the military bases. We would play the holes in the walls, greasy spoons. Restaurants, we was all over the place.
So this was when you were with the group, the Zippers?
The Zippers Band, right.
How long did you stay with them?
I stayed with the Zippers Band up until neighborhood of 69.
Okay.
69. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, because I recorded Shout Bama Lamb in 67, but I recorded this lady. Sam told me, say he wanted to put me on record. And so he took me up to this lady's house in Augusta. She lived on Bluebird Road, Mrs. Blanche Carter. She wrote Devil of Angels for the Clovers in 1956. And it went to #3 on the R&B charts. Then Bobby V recorded it in 1960. It went to the #6 on the R&B charts. And when Sam took me up to be interviewed by her, and she liked it, me, and she said she had some material she would like for me to sing, and so she took me to Bobby Smith. And we went up to Macon to talk to Bobby, and Bobby wanted an audition for me, so I sang 3 songs. He got real excited. He wanted me. He said, "Oh, he told Miss Carter, I don't like the song the material you got for him, but I like him. I love him. I love him. I want to record him. I want to record him now. And he told Miss Carter, said, I tell you what, I ain't got no material for Mickey, but when I get some material for Mickey, I'm going to call you, Miss Carter, and you bring Mickey back up here, and we'll record it. And so Miss Carter said, okay. So we come on back to Augusta. I believe it was the next night or the night after that, my manager, Sam Gatt, called me and told me, Bobby Smith just had called him from Macon, Georgia. Want him to bring me to Jacksonville, Florida Sunday and bring the Zippers band with me. So he said he had a couple of songs he wanted me to sing. So I went down there. We went down there. When I got there, he gave me one of Otis Redding copies, Shout Bama Lamb. I never did like Shout Bama Lamb, so I told him I didn't want to record. I ain't recording no Shout Bama Lamb. I don't like it. Oh, no, going to record it. I said, I don't like it. No, I don't want to record it. I said, my drummer, my ex-drummer, he sang that every night on the show. Get him to record it. He know it. I don't even know it. We don't want him to record it. We want you to record it. I said, well, I ain't going to record it. Told him just like that. He told my manager, Sam, talk to him, Sam, talk to him. So Sam took me out there, and we walked up and down the street, and he just getting me down the country. Go on and record the song. It ain't going to cost you nothing. It don't cost you nothing. Just go on and record it. But I don't like it. But record it anyway, he told me. So I said, well, I don't know it. He said, well, we'll work that out. So we went back. He told Bobby, he said he will record it, but he don't know it. Bobby said, we have it wrote out. We'll write it out on a blackboard. I said, write it in large letters. So he wrote it out. They wrote it out. And we recorded it. We recorded that song on 4 tracks. That's all it was, 4 tracks. And we had to cut it 20 times because every time a mistake, everybody was on 4 tracks. And you had to, whether it was me making a mistake or one of the band members, you had to cut the whole thing all over again. But then we finished it up and we released it. He released it. We recorded it in July. He released it in September. In October, in September, it had peaked to number 11 on the R&B charts, and it had peaked to number 20 on the pop charts, and we was all over the place.
What year was this?
This was 1967, and then I was going from one tour to the other one. I opened up 2 shows for Aretha Franklin. One was in Nashville, Tennessee, with me and Freddie Scott. I opened up another one in Ohio. It was me, Aretha Franklin, and the Sweet Inspirations. The Sweet Inspiration was our backup group. We went to the Apollo for a week. Freddie Scott was the headliner. The 5 Steps was the co-star. Back in the Blazers and myself. And we've just come back. And in between, we get on one show into another one, and we would continue to travel and move about.
Now, Deacon Murray, when did your recording go gold? When did you find out it had gone gold?
A Shout Bama Lamb as a 45 went gold in a few months. But when Shout Bama Lamb started off on a 45, it just took off on its own. They didn't know it was going to do this. And when it took off, it was moving so fast, they couldn't keep up with it, so they had to bring me back to the studio. Took me off a tour, brought me back to the studio. We recorded that LP in one night. You ain't never heard that before. And if you listen to that LP real close, you hear a lot of mistakes in it because they wouldn't go back and correct them because my producer, Bobby Smith, was saying, yeah, that'll sell. See what it was? It was costing him $90 an hour for the studio. And he was trying to cut down on the expenses. And we went in there one morning and came out the next morning with the album. And it takes you months and months to cut an album. Years, sometimes 3 or 4 years to cut one album. It takes you, we cut it in one night. And then what else? It was on a 4-track. Unheard of. You know, you wrecked with 8 tracks, 16 tracks, 32 tracks, tracks going up, tracks. More tracks you got, you know, more you can work. But we had to just work with what we had. But we came through, yeah.
Is this the gold album?
Yeah, this the gold album right here.
Okay.
I mean, this not the album, this the 45.
45.
This 45.
Now let me ask you, Deacon Murray, when you see that, when you look at it on your wall, or you see it right there, what's the first thing that comes to mind for you? What's the first thing you sort of think about or remember about that?
Well, I just think about how large it got, how big it was, and it was something I didn't think was gonna get big. I didn't really like it, the song, and I was ashamed of it when I first heard it, and when it came out, and I was in, I believe it was the Red Star lunchroom when the record man brought it in and put it on the jukebox. I was in there, and it started playing, and I was looking at the people, see how they was reacting to it, and I saw everybody was eating, and I see them stop, and they listen, and they look up in there. You see, look, everybody was taking a dip. You see people smiling, and you see the feet start patting. I was looking at people's feet patting how they were doing, getting into it. I jumped up. I said, "Hey, y'all, that's me. That's me." They said, "Oh, that ain't you, boy. Go on, son. That ain't none of you." I said, "That's me." And then I started singing it to some of the people. They said, "That is you." I said, "Yeah, that's me." But I didn't want to record it in the beginning. But I had all that against me from then on. Every time I said I didn't like a song, when I got ready to record, they said, "Oh, that's good news. You don't like it, because if you don't like it, it's going to be a hit."
So listen, you talked about after you recorded that in '67, you
Yeah.
really hit the road with Aretha Franklin, and you're doing all different other tours. But when did you first appear as sort of a big name star in Augusta, in this area here?
I got big everywhere else except Augusta. Augusta was the last place to accept me to get large. But home is the last place to accept you anyway, everywhere. Even when Jesus Christ went back to his hometown, they ran him out. Ran him out. And then when everybody else accept you, then they would the people would come on in and accept you. But when I first took off, I was asking the people. I said, "Well, how about they are not accepting me in Augusta like they're all over the world?" And they told me, if everybody in Augusta bought a record, it wouldn't be a hit. So they don't make no song for no Augusta or no other small city. They got cities that they break songs. They break songs in cities that got a certain amount of people. They used to they would break a song like Washington D.C., New York, Atlanta, Georgia, Miami, Florida, where they rates are. I don't know how it is now. That back then, it was the people that it was the amount of people that you had, the population.
Well, listen, I'm going to ask you about 1970s. I know that was a big year.
Yeah.
But before I do that, let me kind of back up for a moment, Dean, and ask you, during all these travels and things that you experienced, what was the racial atmosphere like for you in terms of you guys being on the road and a lot of times being in these small towns? Did you come across or experience any type of blatant racism, or you just kind of knew how to get around it?
You had to know how to get around it, but it was out there. I mean, we couldn't even. A lot of times we had to sleep in black places. You couldn't go in a lot of white places. I remember one night I had done a show in Washington, Georgia, and my buddy Oscar Irvin, he was my coworker. He loved coffee. Every time you see him, he got a cup of coffee in his hand, cup of coffee. And he said, we was coming, we was leaving. He said, we saw this white restaurant in the fort down there in Washington, Georgia. And I said, man, let's stop me, going to get a cup of coffee. I said, man, the people ain't gonna sell us no coffee. Oh man, yeah, all we want is a cup of coffee. They can give us a cup of coffee. I said, they ain't gonna sell you no coffee. Well, come on. I said, well, I'm going in there with you. And the lady was in that, she was just pouring up coffee. And Oscar walked up to the lady and said, "Can we get a cup of coffee to go?" And the lady was pouring a cup. She said, "We don't have any." Just like that, he looked at me, and we turned around and said, "What I tell you?" And uh, you have it everywhere you go. I went in Columbus, Georgia. We were doing a show down there, me and with the Dukes, and they searched our room while we was in at the club. And when we came back that night after the show, we wanted to eat. We went in one of them little small white restaurants to eat, and the whole while we was in there, they rode all around the restaurant, just rode around, And yeah, you had to be real careful, you know. And even when I played up at University of Georgia, Georgia Tech back then, the kids, they loved the black music, and sometime after we would do shows after the football game, and they would take me sometime to their rooms and show me they had these little radios that they used to have under the pillow. They used to listen to WLSC at Nashville, Tennessee. They love black music, but they said their parents didn't like it. They called it devil's music and all that. And you had to be real careful when you had to watch yourself when you was out there, because you can get in a whole bunch of trouble. Yeah.
Now, when you said they, you referred to they like going around. Now, were you referring to the police, the crazy racists out there, or both?
Both. You had to be careful. Your older whites, but even then, you always had good people. Always been some good people, but there always been some crazy people too. And you had to be real careful. One of my friends walked in front of a man down there in Statesboro, and he slapped him a little bit. But he was an old man. He just touched him, but it was the idea of just touching him. But you know, you couldn't do nothing, because if you did something, you get in a whole bunch of trouble, you know, with the law and everything, and you ain't got no win. Yeah, whenever we go on the road and take somebody with us, somebody that want to go with us, we'll tell them, we going down the road, you got to watch yourself. You can't go out there acting like a fool, you know. You won't come back. They'll kill you out there. You know, you have to be real careful. And so that's what we did.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I would like for you to share with me a little bit about that memorable performance at the Bell Auditorium in 1970. What was that all about? How did you all set that up? And I noticed that it was a big crowd. So
5,000 and better. Where I got the.
It's over. It's back over.
I got it. I got over there on the album.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that.
It was for BBQ, WBBQ. We did a parade, and then we did a thing for BBQ, and they gave away bicycles, and it was a big turnout. And Shop Bama Lama was real hot, and they had me in the zippers, and it was very successful. And that was also in 1967.
That was in 67.
I believe it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we did a whole lot of other things around, like we did the teen towns. Not only that night, but we did in that area during that time, around here. We did Beaverdale Teen Town, Fleming Heights Teen Town, Butler High School Teen Town, Waynesboro, Georgia Teen Town. That's where all the teenagers come and hang out. You know, and you know, and we just throw down there, and we would be doing that on a regular basis. Yeah, we had some beautiful times. Yeah.
Now, you've mentioned two bands already
Yeah.
in the interview. You mentioned the Zippers.
Yeah.
But you also mentioned the Dukes.
Yes.
So now, you mentioned also that you toured and played with the Zippers up until about 1969.
Yeah.
Okay. When did the Dukes come into play?
About 1970, after I recorded People Are Together.
Okay.
There's no way I can get that album over here. People Are Together. It has a lot of information on it. I recorded People are together.
Okay.
And that,
Well, I'll tell you what, tell me a little bit about the background into that recording that. Like, what was your spirit like in terms, what were you thinking about when you recorded People Are
I
Together?
wrote People Are Together. I sang it and I wrote it.
Okay.
But after I wrote it, I got afraid of it because of what the literal real. I was just looking at the situation of the world that we needed love. We needed more love. It seemed like it was all kind of hate around, and I was looking at it, and I recorded. I wrote this song here. It said I started off talking. I said, people, let's get together and stop this prejudice thing and hating. And this is what I mean. And then I go into it. But after I had put it together, and I was talking to some of Percy Sledge people. Percy Sledge, they just had came from London. And his people was telling me, said, Mick said, they got that song out over in London. I said, we just come over London, and we heard that some of them same lyrics. And then I got scared of it. I said, I don't want to record it and get sued. I said, when I went to record it, Bobby and it was all excited. I said, get a royalties to the musicians. I don't even know the musician name that he got. I said, give it to them. I don't want it. I wrote it. He said, take a pinch of white man, wrap him up in black skin, add a pinch of blue blood, a little pinch of red Indian boy, candy Kincaid, wrapped in yellow Kincaid, people all together. It doesn't matter what religion you are. What this world needs now is a big old melting pot, big enough to hold the world and all it's got. Then you stir it for 100 years or more. You come out coffee-colored people by the show. Okay, when I King Recording Company was all excited, they put it out. They put the whole LP out. They just put it out. Then they sent a promotion man in here to take me across the country to the stations that I'm real famous with and popular with to get this song played. And then we started. The first stop we made was in Jacksonville, Florida. That was a place that all my songs went big there, got large. When I went and played it for the, he said, he was sitting down, he was just listening at it. Then he played it again. Then when he got through, he turned around and said, Mickey said, we crazy about you down here. Said, we love you. Said, you know, ain't nothing. Said, you know we love you. Said, we have you here all the time. Said, ain't nothing you don't record that we don't play. And we play them, you know, but we can't play this one, Mickey. Said, Miss Mickey said, this song is too big for you. Right here. Say, you ahead of your time on this one. Say, I play this record, I won't have no job. My boss, man, my white boss, and here it is, he'll fire me right on the spot. And right, they give me all more reason. I went on down, the next stop I made was Orlando, Florida. This was before the Disneyland, Disney World came out in the country. And it was out in the country. I went out there to the station out there and I talked to them. And they were showing me how Disney is getting ready to come in there, Disneyland. And I played it for them. Same thing. Mickey, I'm sorry, Mickey. We just can't play this. You know, they'll burn my house down if I played this record and all this. And we went to some more station. It was the same. Couldn't get no response. So the man from King Recording gave a call, and he said, well, we're going to turn around right here. We came back to Augusta, and I never heard from the record no more. Never heard from it. People Are Together. Never heard nothing. I didn't hear it on the radio, didn't see it in the record shops, didn't hear it on the jukebox, nothing, didn't hear it no more until 2012. 2012, Secret Stash Record got in touch with me. This is right here. Yeah. See, Secret Stash, they got in touch with me about recording. They want to re-release. Can you, what, yeah, I got it. Oh, yeah, it's right here. Okay, I got it. Okay, they want to re-release People Are Together. And I flew up there. Secret Stash Records in 2000, so what's the say? January 21st, 2012. Yeah. It went up there, and I did a video while I'm there. I got a video out there too. They released this and they shipped it It's not in the United States. It's on vinyl. It's over in London, Europe, all over there. And we did this here. We did that on and this, and we getting the response, but here not that big. But they say it's time for it, and they still playing it. I'm still getting conversation from it and everything. But it's doing, it's doing good. But that's it right there, and that's a shot right there from with BBQ right there. See right there, shot. See, that's at the Bell Auditorium. Okay, this right here is right here. This right here, that's me in the front. That's Chris Lowe. Uh, Used to be with Wilson Pickett, James Brown. That's St. Clair Pinckney right there in the middle, right there. Been with James Brown. This is James Brown started. And over here to the right, right, that's Bobby Cigarette Jones. Okay. Oh my, yeah. Yeah, and this right here is back in '67. And this right here is at the Bell Auditorium the same night that I was doing the show. And this right here is in the Apollo Theater.
How about that? How about that? So now you mentioned James Brown on several occasions.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have an opportunity to play with him?
No, I had opportunities, but I never played with James. I was always advised not to play with him. Yeah, they always said that James liked me a lot, but his people always came to me and it scared me away. They always told me that y'all wouldn't get along together and all that. They always put fear in me, and but I played with his band. I recorded with some of his members of the band. I got a couple of albums right here with Tony Cook, James Brown off and on drummer. I record stuff for him in London, and use his band, some of the members of James Brown band. And I got a one record. They were 12-inch. They're 12-inch on vinyl. One that's marvelous. The title is Marvelous, and the other one that I recorded is Little Teeny Pop. Yeah, and they did fair. They did good. They did good.
So you pretty much stayed on the road with your music career from about 1961.
I was on my around 1960. Around 1960, I was working in Apollo.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And how long did you pretty much stay within the business and stay within it,
On a consistent basis, yeah, up until the 90s. Yeah, to the 90s. The last in the 90s was the last when James Brown was incarcerated. Okay. I would get me and Tony would put together some of his James Brown people, and we would tour. We'd go out and make 3 or 4 night tours here and tour, here and there. We make, when we could pay the band a nice piece of money, we would always go out and tour on that, and then 2012 I did this for Secret Stash. Yes.
Now let me ask you this, Deacon Murray. That's a long time in the business.
Yes, it is.
From the 60s all the way through the 90s.
Yeah.
When the music changed, did you change with it, or you pretty much stayed the same and everyone enjoyed the fact that you stuck with what made you great?
I did some of the new stuff, but I had to do me. All my records and stuff is not new. They are. I don't know a whole bunch of new songs. All these new artists out there now, I don't know who they are. I don't not on bass. They come in. I don't know them, but I do my own thing. Because people come to see me for me. And so that's what I do. I do me. I can't be everybody. I can't be nobody but me. You like me or you don't. So that's what I did. I pretty much stayed to my own thing. You got to stay to your own thing. You got. I don't care who you are. You got to have some identification. When people hear you, they say, "Oh, that's so and so and so." You got somebody that you don't know who they is. You know who they are. Yeah.
Now, earlier you mentioned a restaurant that I often talk about all the time, and that was the Red Star.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this. How often, either growing up or the 60s and 70s, how often did you come over into Augusta, and what were some of the places that you would often visit other than the Red Star?
I always be in Augusta.
Okay.
I only camp in North Augusta. I camp over. That's my home.
Okay.
But I'm in I go out of town doing one nighters every night, and I come back in town 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. First place I stop is the Red Star.
Okay.
All the stars that come to town back then go to the Red Star. When I met Sam Cooke, I met him at the Red Star. You couldn't go to no white hotels. Red Star is a restaurant, but it's a hotel too. All my gospel friends, my brother, and all of them, the Swaners, the Five Blind Boys, the Nightingales, CBS Trumpeteers, and on up the list, go on and on. All of them stay at the Red Star. It's no other place. When they used to do a show at the Bell Auditorium, they'd be living at the Red Star. And the Red Star had the best chicken in town.
I was about to ask you.
Yeah.
I heard the chicken was legendary.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Deacon Murray, do this for me. If we were to take a time machine back in time, and we were to walk into the Red Star Cafe back in the 1960s,
Yeah.
could you describe for me what it was like, what it looked like, where the rooms were, some of the people, the tables? What was it like being at the Red Star?
You come in the Red Star through the front door, through the door. To the left was the counter. And back further was the kitchen. And across the front of it, Mr. Bryant, he was the owner. He had a bar where people rest their feet on. He had that so long that whole bar had a hole through it, where it had been eaten down through the years. And he told me that's come from years and years of just sitting there. And you come in there, and then all the tables and things will be all to your right. And then you go up down further. Then you have some further right, another department, another further right, and it'd be just jam packed. If you went straight back and went upstairs, that would be the hotel, the Red Star Hotel. And I see a star. I see Clarence Fountain. I see where he deceased. He passed the other day. But I used to watch him. He used to be in the Red Star. He come down, walk out the door. He blind. He be just saying, walk all up and down the Red Star and go on back upstairs, all by himself.
Wow.
I used to watch him and be amazed.
You said Clarence. Now, is this Clarence Carter?
It's Clarence Fountain.
Clarence Fountain.
For the Five Blind Boys.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned also Sam Cooke. Who are some other people that you saw at the Red Star?
Wow. Every black artist, most of them that come to the Bell Auditorium, they stayed at the Red Star. All of them. Most all of them.
And now Mr. Bryant owned both the hotel and the restaurant?
Yeah. Mr. Bryant, Mrs. Bryant, and his daughter. Yeah. All of them was friends of mine.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Other than the chicken, what were some of the other delicacies?
Oh man, let me tell you, you have some steak and a steak and a potato salad, make you want to slap your grandma. Oh man, and look at my producer Bobby Smith. That's all he ever talk about. Every time he started coming this way, they take us by the Red Star. All my people, motor people, everybody that ever been to the Red Star, they don't never forget it. And they can't wait to get back to the Red Star. And you can go in at 6 o'clock in the morning, it'd be jam-packed with people.
Wow. So now, what were the hours of operation? They stayed over?
Seems like I believe it's 24 hours a day.
24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because when you guys in the band,
Mm-hmm.
y'all might get in at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, we go right to the Red Star.
Red Star.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Red Star was off the chain. Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
So let me ask you, the Red Star being right down the street from the Lennox, how often did you go to the Lennox Theater?
When I was singing with the Dixie Jubilees, I didn't have to pay to go to the Lennox. When I was with the Dixie Jubilees, we used to do a show there at the Lennox once a year. Don't charge. They gave each one of us a pass for a year. And we go to Lennox movies anytime we felt like it. And yeah, and then the next year we renew it and do another show and everything. Yeah, oh man, it was off the chain. All that, so yeah, man. 9th Street, now James Brown Boulevard. Man, let me tell you, there used to be so many people on 9th Street, man. You sometimes you had to walk sideways to try to get up and down the street. It used to be jam packed. If you didn't come through Augusta through the 60s, 50s, 60s, you missed it. You missed it, it was jam packed, and if person come out there and they got to fighting and hurting, that person it'll be between them two people that's doing it. It ain't gonna be somebody coming there and get to shooting and shoot up the whole place. You know, but the only thing I saw we was doing real hazard. We'd be in the clubs and like the ambits, and it'd be so everybody be smoking. You couldn't see each other. It'd be so much smoke. But you know, we didn't know about how smoke give you cancer then. But we used to be into that smoking. Everybody be smoking. Wow, but it used to be jam packed.
How about that? Other than the Lennox and because I apologize earlier, I said the Lennox. I do apologize.
Yeah.
Lennox.
Lennox.
Yeah. Other than the Lennox and the Red Star, what were some other places you remember along 9th Street that sort of sticks out in your mind?
Wow, Leon Barbershop was on one side of the street. Ladille's hair, beautiful flowers on the other side. Next door to that was the D-Soda Club. And if you went on to make that right and go up, you see Paramount Country Club up there on the Paramount Country Club on the left. If you turn left on 9th Street and went left down the street, down Gwinnett Street Extension, it'll be Paramount Country Club down the street. You know, where they have big shows at, where people like James Brown, James Bennett, all the top stars. Aretha Franklin, her sister been there. It had that big hotel there. He had a hotel, motel, not a hotel, swimming pool, and he was just laid all out. Yeah, all your big stars used to come right there. And then if you went to the Ambits, across the street from it was another club that all the people like Ray Charles come to. Ike and Tina Turner, the Del Mar Casino.
The Del Mar, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the Del Mar.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty awesome. So you've seen it all.
Oh yeah, I was too young to go there. I used to come down there and couldn't go in. I was so young that I used to go up there. Somebody used to put me up in a little tree, and I used to sit up there. And they had them big windows with the head. They were wood. You let them in and out, and I just sit up there and look at them for a while. That was a long time ago. Yeah.
Well, Deacon Murray, we talked extensively about Augusta, but I know you from your connection to Old Storm Branch Baptist Church. And so I wanted to sort of pivot for a moment and talk a little bit about your connection to Old Storm Branch. And actually, you probably don't remember this, but I was the MC at the Men's Day program where I made the joke about you and everything. You were singing the solo, and you were singing lead. And I said that I'm in the wrong profession, that I need to go take you on the road.
Yeah.
So that was my first time meeting you. But it seems like Old Storm Branch is this place where everyone loves to go.
They do.
And tell me a little bit about that and some of the people there and what keeps you going back to Old Storm Branch.
It's the love. It's the atmosphere. You come to Old Storm Branch, you feel welcome. You know, they're going to make you feel welcome. People smiling and shaking your hand. And I got baptized in the early 50s, and I strayed away, like, on the road and things. I strayed away, but I came back in the early 90s. And I couldn't have done a better thing than come back to church. I'm into Bible study, fellowshipping. You can't beat the fellowship. I didn't know you could have that kind of fun in church. So I went back and got into church. How you could sit down and y'all just laugh and talk and conversate, and have cookouts and things, and enjoy yourself. I'm on serving a deacon ministry. I sing on the choir, and I just love it. I just love it, and I just like to say to all the young people in my closing. But first, before I close, I want to say this too. I want to said something about Mrs. Blanchard Carter who got mistreated. I thought I just wanted to tell Miss Blanchard Carter, and she came to see me the last time. She from Augusta, but the last time she came to see me in Jacksonville, Florida, to tell me how they had done her. And I just want to say I've been trying to locate her, and I want to say God bless you, Miss Carter, wherever you are. And I appreciate everything that you did for me. And I like to say to all the young people, go to school, get an education, treat other people like you wish to be treated. Obey your parents and put God first in everything that you do.
How about that? Yeah. I think that's a good advice to close on.
Yeah.
Very good advice
Yeah.
to close on. Deacon Murray, this has been a pleasure talking with you.
It's been a pleasure being here, and thank you for inviting me.
And you know what? You may have to come back and do another.
Well, you said well, whatever.
Yeah. Well, listen. On behalf of the Lucy Craft Laney Museum of Black History, Miss
Yeah.
Lucy Video Production Company, and the Watson Brown Foundation, we thank you for being the 10th and final interview for our 2017-2018 Oral History Project. And I am excited to share this information with the youth of our community when it's ready. So thank you once again, and I hope to talk with you again soon.
Okay, now thank you for having me, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Hey, can I get you to pick up some of those things and I can shoot them?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Just kind of hold them and
you like that?
yeah, just talk about it a little bit.
Okay. This is the cover of People Are Together that was reissued by Secret Stash. I'm gonna show you this. The jacket.
That's not you on the front end.
That's me. I don't change that much. That's me.
You know what it is? What's about to happen to me in the next 10 years, and that is no hair.
Oh, I got hair. I got a full head of hair.
You got a full head?
I ain't bald.
Oh.
I just shave it like that because I got a scalp problem. Okay, and then
All right, man, let's talk about some of the pictures you pointed to.
this right here is a shot on me. I believe it was at Ambits long years ago. This right here is a shot on me at the Ambits. This right here is a shot on me at my bar. I used to work at a barber shop back in '67. This is a shot on me when I was. And this right here, that's a shot of me in the Apollo Theater. And this right here, this where I did a show for BBQ at the Bell Auditorium. Okay. At the Bell Auditorium in 1967. And this right here is myself, Chris Lowe, St. Clair Plankley, Bobby Cigarette Jones, and in the back somewhere is Leroy Lloyd. And this over here on the other side, right here, that's me getting down. That's me right there getting down. That's me and Oscar Irving in the dressing room. This here right here is a friend of mine. She was a friend of mine. This right here is Tracy Collins. Tracy Collins, when I used to work for the promotion, the program director, WTMP in Tampa, Florida. This right here is me and Doris Allen and some of the Dukes. This me and my brothers right here. And that's some more people, some more friends.
Just hold it right there. Tilt it back just a little bit. There you go, right there. Okay. And
Huh?
hold up, you don't think you held up that one?
This one?
Yeah.
I did? Okay.
Put that one back. Put that one. Put your the LP down.
Put the LP down and get what?
And get the one that you got in your hand.
One, okay. Do I need to say anything?
Just talk about the date, I think. You talked about
This here was in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Saturday, January the 12th, 2000. No, January the 21st. I'm sorry, 2012, at Cedar Cultural Center.
Now, Deacon Murray, you said, is that Minnesota or Indiana?
Minnesota.
Is it Minnesota?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Minnesota, yeah. Yeah. Indiana, you said. That's where the Jackson 5 from.
no, I thought you mentioned you were out of Indianapolis. That's
Yeah.
what I thought you were talking about. But you said Minnesota.
I did say what I said. I didn't say Annapolis.
You said Minnesota.
Minnesota. Oh, Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Oh, Minneapolis, not Indianapolis.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
All right, just hold it right there.
I like the name Secret Stash.
Yeah. Young boys.
Okay, and then go up the last, the golden first record.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Les. I was correct.
This was a 45. This was a 45 that I recorded that went gold. And then after this, they cut a LP on it.
Just point to it a little bit there.
Point to it. The LP.
What was the name of it again, Dick?
Shout Bama Lamb. It was written by Otis Redding.
How about that?
Might be good when y'all put it all together. You know how you